Lionel, why don't you just come to St. Louis and hang out with us again?
I will as soon as I can get across the border.
All right.
All right, everybody quiet in the room. Are all cameras doing good here?
I think so.
Perfect.
Oh my God, we've got a crew tonight, don't we?
Here we go.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Somebody give us a countdown. Let's do 147.
69.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, and...
The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you. And by InterMountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by TCS, Train Control Systems. Check out their high-quality DCC sound decoders, throttles, accessories, and more at tcsdcc.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast.
This is the What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading, show number 147 for February 20th, 2021. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show over at Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine that is frozen under in ice. If you check YouTube, Joe Fugate put up a video showing the hatchback of his car with a great big 6-inch branch right through it. It's there to be seen on YouTube at the Model Railroad Hobbyist magazine YouTube channel, but the magazine is now out. They're back on schedule as of today, the 20th. The magazine is up and running, so rock and roll with that. As you can see, we've got a wonderful crew with us tonight. I'm going to start all the way over in the end here, and Daniel's running camera for us. I've got Mike Budde for the first time in many weeks. Mike has ventured out. Hello, Mike.
Hey.
On Skype, I've got Lionel Strang.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
I'm awesome, Lionel. Also on Skype, we've got Dan Mycio.
Hey guys.
Hey Dan.
Doesn't
Hey,
quite
Dan.
have the same feeling as being there in person, but this is a pretty close second.
Yeah, I know, rock and roll. And you'll be coming back very soon because we're going to start making videos for train control systems for your video YouTube site with all the new exciting products, starting with that UWT-50 throttle. Isn't that right?
That's absolutely right.
That's
I'm looking
awesome.
forward to working with you again.
Also sitting next to me, more pretty than all of you guys put together, I've got my wonderful wife, Michele Patterson.
Well, I'm a girl, so there's that.
Come on, let me hear it. I know. How do you follow that up with?
I can't.
Let's give it a shot for Sugar Fire, Joshua Barton.
What's up, everybody?
And our favorite on the end, have you tried the salmon? I've got James Regier.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I knew I could get Austin to turn bright red. And this is the best hobby in the world with some of your best friends in the hobby,
That's
because this is
absolutely
where
right.
you go on weekends to come hang out and just relax and get away from the reality of things. I want to say all of our model railroad friends down in Texas, we want to wish you all the very best of luck down there. We have seen what it is you are going through.
Sending you prayers, definitely.
I know,
Yeah.
right? On the other hand, here in St. Louis, the sun came out today and it was 38 wonderful degrees. It felt like springtime almost.
Downright balmy.
I had to go get my Hawaiian shirt.
I shot these beautiful InterMountain locomotives outside, as you're going to see from the outdoor video footage that I'm running right now, and the river is no longer iced up. I cannot believe how fast things change around here. But these are the ET44AC locomotives. I received 2 more of them today in FedEx from InterMountain, and the ones that I received today are the CSX, and that is number 3456, and that's an ET44AC. In parentheses, it's an ET44AH. Okay, that's the CSX model I'm showing you.
CSX had his extra high horsepower order, typically from GE, and so that's why the H is reflected there.
Thank you, James. I love it when you're sitting at the table. Also, I've got NS, not NNS, NS number 3613. This is an ET44AC. And Norfolk and Southern, this comes with Loc sound, and these also have LED lights in them. I shot a lot of different photographs, as I'm showing you, of course, the top shots, the bottom shots, all the way around, the beautiful radiators. You've seen those. Plus, I did a group shot of all of the locomotives together that we've got on the table. These are all 5 now from InterMountain, and that is the CNN, Canadian National, the Union Pacific, the CSX, the BNSF, and the NS. So rock and roll, hats off to InterMountain. You can check these out at their website at intermountain/railways.com. And they're just amazing locomotives. I mean, the detail is unparalleled to anything that we've seen so far. So the ice on the river in the shot I just showed you was gone, obviously. 3 days ago here in St. Louis, it was sub-zero temperatures. We never got above 9 degrees each day, 3 days in a row. And the ice was actually very solid out there. And I wanted to shoot a video clip of that just to share with you how the river does really get pretty much frozen over. It's unbelievable that the Mississippi River can still freeze over like that. But when it's sub-zero, that's what we get. And I didn't get any videotape of the beautiful bald eagles flying overhead. It's really hard to catch them. They just sneak up on you when you're not looking. But they're out there. And you can see the nests in some of these clips if you look careful in the trees. That's the big blotches you see in the tree. That's their nests out there. What else? I've been working on the N-scale layout, planning the roads out there on the N-scale railroad that we're building for a project railroad for Model Railroad Hobbies magazine, starting in the April issue of MRH video. And that project is really changing. It was going to be simple scenery and trees, and now it's going to be more of an urban area with roads and buildings. And let me tell you, it's expensive once you start going from simple scenery into buildings.
Yes.
As Joshua can definitely. In fact, you were talking about that tonight.
Yeah.
The reason I'm doing that is it's going to be more interesting. You've seen us build so many layouts down here for the What's Neat videos because there's over 100 of them. And we can usually slap a layout together in about 10 days. But that's not how the normal model railroader operates. And that's not how you should operate. Because on this N-scale layout, I thought I was going to have that thing slammed through in less than 15 days from start to finish. But the more that I'm starting to evolve and enjoy working on it, I'm breaking it up and I'm taking my time. And that's the way most model projects should be built because it's not a job, it's a hobby.
Right.
And so I anticipate this project possibly taking 3 or 4 months to actually bring to completion, which is a good thing. Work on it every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, get back on it, don't get burned out.
Right.
And that way we can still stretch it out in the videos throughout the summertime of the What's Neat video. So, I don't know, I wanted to bring that up tonight because I'm so used to slamming projects through quickly, but you don't enjoy the hobby when you do that.
And I do that at work, so that's my mentality a lot. And so I bring that into my railroad too. And there's been 3 times that I had to stop for at least a week or 2 just to kind of get my composure and realize that this isn't a second job. This is supposed to be a hobby, and I need to enjoy it. So.
Right.
I know. I'm going to run
I can
through.
attest to that myself as well. I mean, I've had my layout for the better part of 9 years now, I think at this point. It might even be longer. And for most of those, it's been in the same state. And now I've finally gotten some motivation to get around and redo all my bus wiring and everything, and it's been fun. I'm enjoying it.
Well, good.
I saw a project you were working on Facebook today, and I'm going to screen capture those pictures right off of Facebook. You had a passenger train and a steam locomotive you were working on. Tell us about that, Dan.
Yeah, so from time to time, there's people who send us engines for me to work on, and I finally had the opportunity to dig into these installations that I was doing for a gentleman. So he sent to me, or to TCS rather, Kato GG1, which was like a custom paint scheme. They call them Kobo, K-O-B-O, and it was in the American Railway paint scheme, which is it's like a robin egg blue. I really like it.
Okay.
And so I installed one of our decoders into that model. It's non-sound. And then he also sent a FEF, number 844 Union Pacific. That's the 484.
Okay.
And I installed the sound decoder into that guy there. I'll send you some more pictures that I didn't put up on Facebook so you can show those. But that was fun. I enjoy it. I like working on little neat projects like that from time to time. And it's a constantly evolving process. As I've gone through and done installations and worked with the decoders, it's a constantly evolving process, and I get better at it every time. And I really enjoy that. So
that's awesome.
I got a couple other projects that I'm working on at the same time too. Yeah, it's been fun. As of Friday, yesterday, the 19th of February, the release 2.2 for the Schnazzy UWT100 went live.
Oh, that's
so
the update.
This was a scheduled update from TCS, so we tried to make it about 6 to 8 months from the previous release, and that's what we're going to continue to do moving forward. Just a brief overview of the changes and updates in this version is there's a new option in the settings menu to be able to adjust the contrast of the LCD, so it can help it become more readable in some situations and in different types of lighting. We also changed the behavior of the thumb wheel to add in a feature that's similar to the NCE hammerheads, where they have what they call ballistic tracking. So based on the speed that you rotate the knob, it'll change your position on the menus or your speed at a slower or a faster rate.
Oh, neat.
Very cool.
Something
That
that
is
was feedback that we got from our customers, is that in some situations you didn't think the wheel really had the same sort of feel that you were looking for, and it made it a little difficult to adjust by one step at a time. So we've improved upon that. And then this is kind of a big ticket item. There's a whole bunch of other changes. You can check out the full list of changes on our website, tcsdcc.com. It's on the rolling banner. It says Release 2.2. Just click on that. It'll take you to the release notes for everything. But the big thing in this update was there is a compatibility fix for the LNWI. Some of our users reported an error or an issue in communicating with certain LNWI devices, and Digitrax was kind enough to assist us in diagnosing and correcting the issue. There is an optional fix which you can enable in the UWT100, but the download that you can update your LNWI if it is having an issue is available from Digitrax on their website. There is a link on the release notes on our website.
Okay, so how do you get this update? Is this just through the Wi-Fi of our system into the throttle?
That's right. So TCS offers a program that we call Depot. It's an
you showed me that.
Axel,
Yes,
I think
that's
you
right.
call it.
Okay.
Stands for the Desktop Engineering Programming Operations Tool, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so that program is also available for download off of our website. Some of the users of the UWT100 already have it. And as soon as you download Depot, or as soon as you launch it and log in, the new update will become available to you immediately. And you can follow through the steps that are also available on our website. Same link, same place. You can find those instructions to download the update. It's quick, takes about 2 minutes altogether between connecting it and updating it and then getting it back up and running again.
Now, just to clarify, this is for PCs only. If you have a Apple computer, it's not available yet. Is that correct?
So the tool is not available.
Right, the
for
tool
Mac,
is not.
But if you are a Mac user,
Right.
there are all alternative instructions on how to install the update. We do support updating the UWT100 through JMRI,
Yep.
and that is how you would do it if you are a Mac user.
And I'll just tell you, it's not too complicated, so it's possible for you all out there.
That's cool. Dan, I hope you're coming here in March, brother. I just finished the video that you did for me down here, installing the sound in those Broadway Limited RSD-15s. And I want to tell you that the edit came out really good, so rock and roll, rest assured on that. But I want to talk about something that we did that we haven't talked about on the podcast, Dan. And that was, we made a new throttle, didn't we? We created a new throttle, spent a few hours down here doing it. Come on, crack a smile. I know what you're thinking now.
I was trying to remember. Yeah. I remember that. It's that brick.
The brick. And I've got a shot of you holding the brick in your hand and smiling. And that was for a video that you guys are doing at TCS, explaining something about how hard some throttles are to operate. But yes, we took a real life house brick and we actually stuck antennas on it. We stuck the little cable wire on it and the throttle on it. That was probably the most fun few minutes that we had here.
And that's what that was, yeah.
Lionel, what is on your head?
It's my party hat. It's a party on my head. And somebody told me it was your birthday, and that's what we were doing tonight. We were having a party. That's why Michelle is here.
Yeah.
And then you invited Dan on, and now I got to share the screen with this guy. And I mean, I didn't get what's going on.
That's right.
Hey, Lionel, what kind of trouble you've been getting into?
By the way, Michelle, you look lovely as always.
Thank you. So sweet. That's why I like you. Hey,
better be
hey,
careful,
Lionel,
Ken.
I listened to one of your podcasts today. I did.
Okay.
I
Good.
did. I've never really listened to one of yours, and you were interviewing Emery
Yes.
Lehman. And one of the things that you were talking about, which would be great for conversation on our show, you were asking, what is it for everyone? Is it about the hobby that you like? What's the romance? What draws you to it? What is it for you? And you guys talked about everybody having a different draw, whether it's the sound or the genes. Maybe your father and your grandfather got you into it. So I thought that was interesting that you talked about that, how it's different for everyone on what the draw is on this hobby.
It's become my pursuit, I think, with the podcast, is to find out what it is about trains and this hobby that draws people to it, because the hobby's not going away. Ever since I started the podcast, the hobby's growing like crazy. My friend Stephen Atwell in Independence, Missouri, has a hobby store there that's going from 3,000 square feet to 9,000 square feet, and now he's adding on another 3,000 square feet. And I mean, the hobby's growing like crazy, and I'd really, really like to, I've been fascinated with it for 50 plus years, and although I'm strikingly handsome for a man my age,
Yes.
but I'm fascinated. The more people I talk to on this podcast, the more I'm like, what is it about this particular hobby that just draws people to it? And now with social media, I'm convinced that the age group between 20 and 40 is growing like crazy. I just talked to two young guys, John Caffarelli and Cam Neely, who discovered each other through social media, and people are making connections all over the place.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. So
Hey,
Lionel, I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to throw something out there real quick. How did Walker get on your show before you interviewed me on your show? I don't understand that. That just boggles the mind.
I spoke to Walker and I said, would you be on my show? I just want to interview Josh, and he said, I won't be on until you interview me first. You have to interview.
I totally understand. Totally understand.
And I'm still waiting for a box of ribs or something to come to my phone.
I sent you that $6 just
salmon.
the other day. You haven't got that check yet?
Hey, do you see my shirt, Ken? It's Gordy.uk.
I do.
Gordy Robinson.
Right.
I got something I want to pitch.
Okay.
The NMRA elections are coming up. This show will be released before the NMRA elections are over, and we want to make sure everybody votes in the NMRA elections. Me personally, I'm voting for Gordy Robinson for president and John Doring for Eastern director, but we want everybody that's in the NMRA to please vote for whoever you choose to get this hobby going.
Just get out there and vote
Yeah.
That's
Get there
true.
and
for
vote.
Gordy.
I guess
Vote early and vote often.
you could probably go
There
to
you go.
NMRA.org and see who all the contestants are. Did I say that word right?
Yeah.
The candidate.
The candidates
Candidates.
are.
Yeah.
How old are you, Ken?
I am
56.
I am 56. Yeah, thank you. See, this is, yes, that's, my wife sits next to me, so I get the right answer right. I know. Who else do we know like that in the world? But I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. I have forgotten more than I can remember at this point. I'm just glad that everything's working. You have no idea, folks, what we've gone through. 30 minutes to just get Skype to work tonight.
More like an
Yeah.
hour.
So
That's
was it an hour?
It
It was an
hour.
hour.
That's because we made Lionel share the screen.
Right.
My bad, guys.
It's all good. We're working on new computers. In fact, our computer tech guy, Thomas Heil, is going to be here on Sunday, which will be, hopefully, if you see this show come out, that means everything he did worked. Because I might just try to slam this show. It's right now Saturday. I might try to have this thing edited by sunrise, just in case things don't work. I don't know. I'm not a computer expert, but Dan is, and he's far, far away from me right now. But when Dan was here, he told us in what dire need we were in the studio of a new, faster computer for video editing. Evidently, I've been using a dinosaur and didn't know it. But things are improving, just like the layout's improving. I know, rock and roll. Now, I know that Mike Budde brought some amazing trailers tonight, and I'm just guessing that those trailers have got John Fowler's decals on
Right.
the roof. Is that right?
Yes.
From ZYX Creative, John
Right.
Fowler gave us some decals, because he makes decals. Mm-hmm. And you finally got around to using them. How did it turn
Right.
out?
Good. The ones on the left are decals used directly over the silver trailer roof, and they're taken from photographs or drawings, I guess, of real trailers. And
Yeah.
Then as you go further to the right, they're more aged. I used the decals over some weathering that I already put on the trailers, and then the last couple I put the decals on and then put weathering on top of those. So there's a bunch of different ways you can use them.
Yeah.
Cool.
I personally would like to see some with maybe a little more color in besides just the black, and I would also like to see some that emphasize the roof rib detail a little bit more, because
Yeah.
that's something you see a lot on a trailer from
Right.
above, and it's hard to paint, yourself. So a decal of something like that would really help, I think. So all in all, I was really happy with them.
Well, they look pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, Mike, we got you a brand new NCE system. In fact, it was sent from Caboose out in Lakewood, Colorado. They sent you an NCE, the main system like what I've got on my layout. You didn't get the power cab, you got the pro cab system. That's the
Correct.
big one.
That's right. Yeah.
Have you set it up and hooked that up yet?
oh no, of course I haven't.
Okay, we are going over to his house, Daniel, and we are going to hook it up and videotape how. I want to see a smile on his face when he uses it, because he's got a radio, he's got the main throttle system, he's got everything he needs to run that layout of his to convert it from DC to DCC. And if it were my birthday and I actually didn't have an NCE system, I'd want one.
I would
because
too.
that's the
Yeah.
one thing that would make my layout run perfectly, where I know I could hook it up and make the TCS UWT 100 throttle also work with it, and the radio throttles that I already have work with it.
Here,
That's right.
Ken, happy birthday.
Oh, just
Yeah.
what I always wanted. But I love the readout, the digital readout. I love
Yeah.
the thumb screw, the way you can, dial it up and make it work. And I also like the potentiometer on the smaller throttle. It makes
Yeah.
me nervous when you guys are always smiling at me back there. We've got Steve and Mantia sitting back there. Hey, Steve. Of course, we got Bufoden and
Doug, the security guard, along with
Yeah.
Austin.
that's right, and Austin Allard. Where's Bufoden at? Did he leave?
I don't know.
He's here somewhere.
He
Yeah.
is.
I saw him earlier.
He's on your John Deere.
So let's go back into this, Lionel. Michelle said that you guys talked about on your show an interesting subject matter. So I want to look at Mike right now and say, Mike, what are you doing in this hobby? How did you get in this hobby?
Well, so I guess the same way every kid did. Christmas time, I got a Lionel train, I think in 1958. I was 4. And then when I was 10 in 1964, I got my first HO scale train, and it kind of went with my Matchbox cars, and it was love at first sight. I
that right?
never gave it up after that.
So you got a Lionel train. Thank you, Lionel.
In fact, my first HO set was also Lionel.
Lionel, what do you got on your head now?
I saw him put the matching kilt on too.
Yeah.
It's your birth. Is this not your? You called me up today. I was right in the middle of. I was shoveling the driveway, and Ken calls me and says, "Ken," or he says, "Lionel." Hey, and I said to my wife, "Oh, it's the dude."
It's the dude. I'm the dude.
The dude
Yeah.
abides.
I think Ken is naturally should be known in the hobby as simply the dude.
When is that Gilligan's Island episode going
Oh
to
my
come out?
God, I saw that picture. Somebody sent me, you made up a picture of our podcast crew with the Gilligan's Island crew or something? What was that? Can I show that picture? I'm going to show that picture right now.
Yeah, I'll send it to
I'm
you.
showing it right now. What is this picture you just made, Lionel, of what was that about?
That was actually Jim Sacco that made that. Jim Sacco of City Classics in Pittsburgh.
I love Jim Sacco.
Nice.
I love City
Yeah.
Classics
Nice.
buildings.
He made that. He made that and sent it to me. So I just posted it up on the fans. But that means you guys are paying attention to this podcast, A Modeler's Life.
That's
Go to
right.
modelerslife.com and you can find out all about it there.
I listened to
Okay.
one of your shows just yesterday. It's a new gentleman that is creating, he lives in Canada, and he's going to create a Draper taper in HO scale.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Ben Wong.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right, say his name again?
Ben Wong.
Ben Wong, that's right. And the name of the
With-
company that he was going to, is it Allied Models, or what's the name of the
No,
company?
it's Aurora Miniatures, and they've actually been manufacturing HO scale, exquisite HO scale models in China for years, and this is their first venture into the North American market.
Okay.
Well, he called inquiring about advertising on our show, and he said, did you watch the Lionel Strang podcast? Did you listen to it? And I said, no. So I had to listen to it before he would further talk with me on the phone. And that podcast pretty much told me all the background on him and his projects and how he got into what he's doing. He's young, like Dan is, Dan Mycio. You
It
guys are
is.
both about the same age. And
And
he's,
primarily, most importantly, Ken, on this show, or the dude, if I may, how did I sound?
You sound great.
Yeah.
I like your podcasts because you're so good with the people. You're not intimidating. You're simply not a jerk. You're really kind to people on your show. And I like the way you get people to talk. You have a mannerism about you that you get people to actually give up. You'd be good in law enforcement, getting somebody to admit to their crimes. What's that called?
He's in the cell next to you. Give me on.
People
Ken?
feel like they can talk to you, is what I'm trying to explain. You're very comfortable to talk with.
Well, Ken, as a matter of fact, I have been involved with law enforcement quite a bit over the years.
In a good way or a
In
bad way?
handcuffs every time.
Yeah. In the back seat of a police car.
Ken, you know who I should interview after tonight is Michele.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. I'd love to hear what she's got to say.
What do you say, Michele?
I don't know what you would we'd talk about, but okay.
And we would talk about the dude.
The dude.
What's life like, the dude?
Yikes.
Well, depends on the day.
Michele, tell us one. It's his birthday. Tell us one thing about Ken that nobody knows.
Look at him.
What color are his pajamas?
He doesn't wear any.
What's his favorite food?
His favorite food?
Frankie Gito's wings.
Yeah, trashed wings. That is by far. Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, Joshua Sugarfire Barton brought us wings tonight, and I'm showing you a video clip right now of us eating wings.
That's right.
Only because that's what we were doing before we had to go through an hour of trying to figure out how to make these
Everybody
computers
pitched
work.
in for your
Yeah.
birthday, so.
I know, right? Wow, that's very interesting, Michele. Ask Gosh. I know, Lionel, I'm going to get out of your way. Go ahead.
Well, all right. So people want to know, Ken, because you're on the show. It's your show. You've been very successful. People enjoy the show, but nobody really knows anything about you. So, like, are you born and raised in St. Louis?
I'm a born and raised model railroader. I was born in England, and you were talking about Gordy in the UK tonight. In fact, Jennifer Kirk is one of our other favorite podcasters from the UK that just interviewed me last week for 77 minutes. But no, I was born in Harrogate, Yorkshire, England. My father was in the military. So I didn't live there. I was just a military brat. And as soon as I was born, they brought me back here.
Okay.
I guess that's
Did
what they
you-
call that.
And he's
You
lived
were
in
a
St.
military
Louis
brat
ever
for about
since.
3 seconds, but
Right, right. On the other hand,
Right.
Michele lived in Germany all through high school, which
I
is
did.
a fascinating story. I
Well,
learned
that
a
is
lot
cool.
about Germany.
See, that's
Yeah.
what me and Michele would talk about. That would be a great that would be a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
podcast. Wouldn't you?
it was a
Michele,
great
it's a date.
experience. Yeah. I wish I would
a
have
date.
traveled more.
And where in Germany was this?
Oh, you got
I
the right.
live-
You rode the trains over there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we did. I live in Kitzingen and went to school in Würzburg at the American High School.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, we went everywhere by train and taxi.
Oh yeah.
That's what we did.
All right.
And those trains
All right.
were not late. You were there. If it
No,
was
right. If they're
4:58,
running
you-
like if they're running like even 8 minutes late, they have apologies to everybody, and you know there's people grumbling and everything else. And I'm like, you ever try running Amtrak? You know, 8 minutes late, it's practically early. But yeah, it's amazing how precise their trains are.
All right,
They
Ken.
are.
One more question about Ken, the dude. What's the one thing you like to do when you're not either doing your show, working on layout, writing, doing stories for MRH, taking pictures for Bachman, or whatever it is you're doing? What's the one thing away from model railroading in your show that you like to do?
Oh God, that's an easy one, man. Wintertime or summertime?
Now you're making it difficult, Ken.
I think I know the answer to this question, actually.
Right now, if I could do anything I wanted to, I would be laying in front of the fireplace watching TV with Michele. I just want to hang out with her because I never get time with her. She's always busy doing stuff. I'm always doing stuff. We've got the children. There's so much going on 7 days a week around here that I never get a chance to see you. And it's the biggest part of my life I really miss. And she knows that. I tell her all the time, I just want time with you, right? I say that to you. I just want time with Michele. And I'm not being corny. I'm serious. It's like the older you get, it seems like the less time with your spouse you actually get to have. I don't know why that is.
We can go ahead and leave if you want.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
want to be intrusive
Well,
or
I
anything.
wake up when he goes to bed, so that's the problem.
We are opposite schedules. Like
I get up at 5:30 and
I'm
he's
going to bed at
Going to
5:30.
bed. Yeah.
at 5:30. And
I bet
So
you
that-
that. I bet you that's something. That's the one thing we will reveal on this show. It's kind of turned into a Jerry Springer kind of thing, but that's okay.
interrogation, right?
But that's the one thing we should.
Well, we
bet
got
you a lot of
security
people
here,
don't
so,
know is that you're a night owl. You work all through the night. That's what to do these shows.
Well, I
It's,
do,
it's
but
when
so
you
does
work
James. I'm not the only one, because James will call me on the phone at 3:30 in the morning. Hey, look at my 3D printed Budweiser wagon now. I made it bigger, and the horses don't look like they're deformed anymore. I mean, so you work the same hours that I work, sort of.
Yeah, I have to. 8 o'clock comes at the same time every day, and I often regret that. But
It works really good with Jennifer Kirk's schedule in England, though, because when we're interviewed
Yeah.
with her, it's she's on her time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
And I can't wait for that interview to come out that I did with her, because I want to know what I said. I actually
So
don't
Dan,
know.
so Dan, you've been to Ken's place, have you?
Yeah, one time now I have.
Oh,
That
what was
was last month. I was.
Yeah,
January.
We
he
spent
stayed he stayed a
seven-
week.
we
We
spent a
enjoyed
week
having
here.
you, Dan. We really did.
You had a week. You were there for a week.
It was
There
fun.
for a week. Yep.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
You could probably fill us in like what life is like with Ken. What's
Well, it
this?
was great because I love being on that nighttime schedule too.
They were.
Okay.
They were. They
Designed to work
both
second or third shift,
came to
and,
bed
being
when
able
I
to
was
get into
getting
that
up.
schedule was
They would both
fantastic.
go to bed.
We went to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning pretty much every day.
Yeah,
But we were
Did they-
solving all the world's problems all night.
that's right.
When I stayed there,
working
they
out.
charged me $100 a night. How much did they charge you?
Let's see.
All I had to do was give him a bowl of Fruit Loops in the morning. That's all we had to do, and he was happy. So
I fed him pizzas, but he didn't like pepperoni, so I made sure I won't do that again. But all the other pizzas were good. He especially liked that buffalo, what's it called?
buffalo chicken.
Yeah, he was great to hang out with. I got to tell you what, he's 24 years old, but he's got the intelligence of a person that's more my age. He's wise beyond his years. He knows how to write code in 3 different ways. He's a very valuable asset to the company that he works for TCS. John and his son are very lucky to have Dan working for him. I hope I'm not embarrassing you, Dan.
Thanks, Ken.
But I can't wait for him to come back. We're gonna, like I said,
Oh,
we're gonna
wait, the
make
conductor
videos.
hat, it just came on, I think.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
conductor hat,
What
Amtrak
is-
conductor. Yeah.
What is he wearing on his head now?
I'm wearing a conductor hat. This was given to me by Adam Pinellas.
Is
Oh,
that
wait,
right?
Oh, that's neat.
the one your dad gave you. How old is that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it too small?
It's a Pullman Porter hat.
That's old, and that's old.
Is
Yeah.
it old?
And
I have a picture of Ken
How
when he was
ridiculous.
3 wearing that.
Oh my God, am I showing you that picture right now of me 3 wearing this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, show him the
Of
picture.
course you
Yeah,
are.
should put that up.
Yeah.
You know what's fun about this show, folks? We're all friends, and that's what this is like. We're hanging out at the hobby shop. We're hanging out in the basement. You guys are just hanging out with us. This is the most unprofessional at this point show. But look how much fun we're having.
That's
You're
true.
sitting there drinking your
Yeah.
coffee and probably building models, or you're sitting there with your wife, and your wife is like, "How come you don't want to hang out with me in front of the fireplace, honey?" But I mean, that's what we do. This is the most unconventional show we've probably ever produced. So trying to get back on track now, James Regier, it looks like you brought a PA unit. Tell us about that model.
All right, so this is a lifelike PA1 that I've had basically for a while and been meaning to get to, and so I finally did these past few weeks. It has TCS WOW sound in it, and I gotta say, I fired that thing up, and this is the first Alco I've done. You can just about hear the turbo lag on their sound file for this PA1. That you almost expect the thing to be spitting out smoke.
What sound system did you put in it?
This is TCS WOW.
TCS. Did you hear
Yeah.
that, Dan? He
Yep.
put TCS in there.
Fortunately, there was not actual smoke coming from the, diesel, because
Thank goodness.
otherwise, you don't want to see
Well,
that.
here I'll tell you this: when we did the recording for that guy, the 244, I imagine you used the 244.
Yes.
That one actually did shoot some smoke and some sparks and some fire, and
Oh yeah.
That would be cool to see.
Oh yeah.
you can hear that. Believe it or not, you can hear that sort of stuff. The fidelity, everything's there. When we do our recordings, we make sure that we capture everything. So that thing is making the exact same sound. It's coming out the exact same way that we recorded it when we were out there on the road.
Yeah.
So it's all down to the fidelity of the speaker. You can get a really good speaker in there, and you'll get the same exact crisp, clean audio that we got while we were out there coming
Oh,
out
yeah.
of your model.
Well, and this thing has a custom designed speaker that I built that actually buckles right down to the peg of the old lifelike board that they had in there. And I actually put a Kato motor in this unit because the lifelike motor was drawing a little bit too high of amperage. And then I did a few more custom prints to have a saddle on top of the motor and put in the TCS Kato motherboard with that, and so it has the 121 on top of that. So it's been a fun little project. And with this unit now, I have all the war bonnet units necessary to create a John Winfield painting that the Santa Fe Railway had commissioned when the Super Fleet was first introduced back in 1990. And that is, it had the GP60M followed by a Dash 840 BW, followed by an FP45, then this PA, and then an F unit on the end. All, I think, situated in Barstow with the big old Santa Fe cigar band. So the plan is, and wait for it sometime this spring when weather is permitting, to come over here into Ken's backyard, get his yard module, set up a full moon shot of that John Winfield painting with all the locomotives all lit up. So that's this is the last piece of that puzzle.
Very cool.
That's very cool. God, I've got all these people on my cell phone that are dinging me, wishing me happy birthday.
That's because Facebook tells them.
That's what happens.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I made it to 56. Thank you. You know what? Speaking of fun things, I went to a hobby shop this week. Now, you'll remember 2 weeks ago we talked about Redboard hobbies in Illinois. And I got to tell you what, a lot of people listened and have been going over there and visiting with them. So rock and roll. In fact, Daniel just went there today.
Yeah, it got me this tangent.
Oh, and bought something for Mike.
Yeah.
Another one of these tangent high cubes from.
Those are beautiful models.
I know.
Yeah.
They're going around like a virus because look, I got one too.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. I can't believe I caught this one. This is a Penn Central.
I know. That's the one I've been looking
And then
for.
can you believe we could even buy these at a hobby shop?
Yeah.
I mean, the first run sold out.
Right,
And they were
immediately.
going on eBay for over $200.
I know,
And
I
I
saw
think I
that.
got this for $54 or $56, something like that.
Yeah.
And
So-
there was
Not bad.
something else that Austin Allard brought up this week, that that Rapido passenger car that I bought. It's called a Horizon car. I bought that over there at Redboard Hobbies. I paid, what, $89 for it? I think you might have said you paid 90 something for yours, Austin. How much were they going for eBay? $257 on eBay because they
Wow.
sold out and somebody wants them that bad. And this isn't brass, this is plastic.
Right.
The old adage, plastic brass.
I tell you, it just shows you that those mom and pop shops, they'll have inventory that you just can't find anywhere else. So you definitely patronize them, keep them in business.
Rock and roll. So to make a long story short, what I was leading to is I went to another hobby shop to share with you today. We've shown you Mark Twain on the show. We've shown you Redboard on the show. Now I'm going to show you Shaffer's Hobby Shop.
Oh, yeah.
They've been in business since 1946. They were down on Virginia Avenue
And Merrimack.
And Merrimack in the city. I remember taking a bi-state bus down there when I was 10 years old and going to that shop.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember the bulldozer that I bought, and I still have the old bulldozer I bought from that store in HO scale. But Shaffer's Hobby Shop is now moved. They've been out on Gravois. They built a brand new building about maybe 20 years ago. And it's a very beautiful building. I'm showing video roll of the outside. I stood in the middle of Gravois and did not get run over. I know that was crazy. I shouldn't do that again. But then I shot the inside of the store. They actually had to get permission to shoot the inside of the store because they didn't really know who I was. And I go there to buy my N-scale rail joiners from Atlas when I need them. But anyway, they've got N-scale. They've got O-scale Lionel. They've got about 3 aisles of stock. They've got some HO scale stuff. I remember seeing some Bachmann stuff and some Bowser stuff on the shelves. They've got, again, about 3 aisles of HO scale stuff, 4 trains. And they've also got LGB, as you see the smiling employees waving at us here. They've got LGB up on the big shelves in the background. So they've got a little bit of variety of everything in trains. They're big businesses. The next clip I'm going to show you is RC. RC, of course, is very big business. It's much bigger than the train hobby because a father and a son can just go out and buy it and be up and running in an afternoon instead of spending the next 3 or 4 months building a layout. That's why I think RC is so popular and so easy to do. too. So rock and roll. The overall store though is a craft store. So I'm showing the inside now, a pan shot of the whole store overall. Schaefer's Hobbies here on Graboids.
They've always had a good selection of car models, though.
Although,
ever since they were down in the city, and still to this day, they have a whole aisle full of
I'm
them.
glad you brought that up because that's the die-cast car department. I've got a video of that too. They've got beads, they've got crafts, they've got a good oil paint, just a very nice, clean hobby shop. Not a train store, but a hobby shop.
Well, I mean, the thing is, just about anything in that crafting section can be used on your layout if you do it right. You know, I mean, so it's, my girls really love going to that store and, you know, watching that Lionel train that they have set up on their display there. You know, just watching it go round and round, and they're always asking, Daddy, can we go to that store and look at that train? And so
that's cool. I'm glad. And they ran it for me. You saw it running in the footage, and that's everything on my notes. I can't believe I made it through all the notes. So, guys, the rest of the show is yours. Lionel Strang, what are you wearing now on your head?
The same conductor hat.
Same conductor hat.
Conductor hat.
That's a very beautiful hat.
It is. It's very nice.
This is like the longest show you've ever done.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's
it's like 2.5 hours long at least.
I'm only showing,
including preparation.
I have one thing that I would like to talk about.
Okay.
I know that you guys discussed when I was not here, Summit models.
Yes.
And their modeling stuff. I have a few pictures I want to show.
Okay.
I heard about them from Campbell Rice. He has a lot of his their stuff on his layout. I bought the Exxon gas station, so here's a few pictures of
they
me.
make
well, that thing was looking pretty impressive,
yeah, and it's
Domino's pizza and stuff like that.
They have all kinds
malls.
of different modern stuff. I'm getting ready to buy their strip mall too, but this gas station, I'm really impressed with it. A big part of it is, I know Lionel likes to call them decals, but decals here. The ones that you got to cut and dip in water and then place on there.
Right.
I had a heck of a time with those, and the ones that come from Summit are real stickers that you can pull off and put right on.
Nice.
And they're so much easier than the decals.
That's awesome. That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think...
Going around the table, guys, I don't know how many, I haven't looked at the clock.
I got one more thing.
Okay.
Our friend Mike Kelly, his latest book is...
Mike Kelly. Mikey was in our wedding.
Yeah.
Mike Kelly.
He was.
Yay.
Rails Around Indiana. Anybody that's fans of Indiana or grew up there would like this book. There's a lot of Monon, Penn Central, L&N. Anyway, there's a lot of freight and passenger pictures in here. It's definitely worth the money.
That's awesome.
So get it. He's working on a Steam book now.
I'm going to formally plug my podcast tonight because we haven't actually done that. So it's A Modeler's Life, and you can find it at amodelerslife.com. There's a website. You go there and find out everything you need to know about the show. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Michele Patterson's favorite podcast.
It is.
Lionel, are you still on Patreon as well?
We're still on Patreon. We got a bunch of people there that subscribe, and we have the show comes out twice a week on Mondays and Tuesdays, and it's not enough time. There are so many people in this hobby that, Ken, you must have discovered that having done this show, that the hobby seems way bigger than you could have ever imagined, because it certainly is that way for me.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a little surprise.
A surprise?
Now we're getting
one more thing.
I get to hang out in front of the fireplace with you?
No.
All this.
Oh, wow. I was wondering where Mitchell Bufoden was.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Ken.
You
Oh,
guys
thank you.
spent 10 minutes from the time you started talking about birthdays.
It's all right.
I thought you were going to roll in here, and then I was going to say.
What's on fire?
All those
You're
candles.
supposed to blow it out.
Why are they...
You don't even have to blow it out anymore. They've kind of...
Can you blow it out from there?
Thank you. Would that be helpful?
Why are they so short?
Daniel, blow them out for
Because
me,
I
brother.
lit them when you guys started
10
talking
minutes
about
ago.
birthdays.
I was waiting for you to come rolling in.
It didn't give me the signal. It did. No, you didn't.
Somebody blow the last two out before we
You guys
catch the
had
house
one
on
job.
fire.
You had one job.
One job.
One job. Okay. All right.
somebody's
Give me
getting yelled at.
the bird. Can I have
The bird?
Okay. Yeah.
That's a bird?
This is all right. So Anna, your daughter.
Yes.
She,
I remember her.
She said that she
that
wanted
little
to sing happy birthday to you, but she does not like to be on camera.
Okay.
So she said that Filbert could be on camera for her, and we could all sing the happy birthday song to you.
Yeah, but if you sing the happy birthday song, YouTube is probably going to cut
no,
this
not,
video
not
because it's
that
copyrighted.
one. Not that happy birthday
No,
song, a
not
different
that
one.
Not that happy.
And
Okay.
just to let you know, YouTube, we are not making any money off this song, or we do not own the rights to this song as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so if you don't know the words, you can just clap.
Okay.
So we can sing.
We're
Okay,
gonna
ready?
have to.
Okay,
Ready?
ready?
Yeah.
Clap, start clapping. Happy, happy birthday on this here special day. Happy, happy birthday, that's what we're here to say. Hey, happy, happy birthday, may all your dreams come true. Happy, happy birthday from all of us to you. Hey,
Hey!
Hey.
Yeah.
Filbert. My daughter collects these goofy birds.
They are
So-
cute.
Aren't they cute? She has a whole bunch.
My dream is you, so my dream did come true.
All right. Let's eat some cake and run some trains, guys.
I know, right?
All right.
So one more time around the table. Have we got everything covered?
I
think
believe
so.
so.
Lionel
I was searching
Strang,
time
Lionel Strang, and Michelle. I'm going to let you guys close this one out because you two are so much fun to listen to.
We are so much fun to
We
listen
are
to.
fun.
You guys should
Yeah,
start
we
your
are
own
fun.
podcast.
You know
Yeah.
what?
We're fun.
When you
We're
listen,
fun.
when you listen to a guy like Dan here, young fella Dan, you don't mind if I say young fella, do you, Dan?
We call him our
Yeah,
Daniel all the
yeah.
time. He's our Daniel.
I'm telling you, this hobby is going to explode, and we're all going to be covered in model railroad goo.
Hallelujah.
Sounds pretty good to me.
All right.
I can't even hear what he says. So.
So what do we got to do to finish this puppy? Is that it?
Go around the table and say, hey, Mike Budde. Hey, Dan Mycio. Lionel Strang, we love you, brother. Michele Patterson, I love you too, babe. Joshua Sugarfire, I love you too, brother. And James Regier.
That's my man.
I know, I was going to say something about salmon, but you're so amazing. Just let me tell you, I'm glad you walked into our life. And so with that, everybody give me a big hoop, 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 and a clap and a yell. Yeah! And let's go run some trains.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
See you next time.
Next month, guys. Woo!
For you? I can do it during the day too if you want to, but usually I have one or two other people that are co-hosts. And usually, in the evening it takes about an hour and a half.
Do you do video or just audio or
Audio, just like an audio podcast. That's all it is. I don't have a Facebook video.
I've been told I have a nice face for radio.
There you go. I couldn't put out as much as I do if I did video too, because you have this way, I can record a show and I can listen